Hello virtual pilots, today we are going to go to the startup procedure for the Ka-50 Black Shark 3 in DCS World. A single-seat attack helicopter with a distinctive coaxial rotor and rescue ejection system, designed in the 1980s and adopted for the service in the Russian army in 1995. The Ka-50 conducts precision strikes and provides armed reconnaissance support in all types of terrain at low and high altitudes with precision and a pack type of tactics. The Ka-50 Black Shark is unique and deadly, and it's controlled by a single pilot. Following the instructions available in the sim, we are going to go step by step in every procedure, highlighting the important switches you need to remember in order to bring this attack helicopter to life. We will perform a cold and dark startup, we will taxi, and after that we will continue with a hovering departure. So let's start! Welcome to the cockpit of the Black Shark 3 attack helicopter. We will initiate our startup by turning on battery 1 and 2 by opening their covers and raising the switches. Then we turn on the intercom and the R800 radio and VHF2 switches. Next, the magic button for transmission, hydraulics and ecran system. Let's also reset the master caution. Next, we will switch on the targeting control system, labeled K041 on the left hand side, and the Abyss power switch on the front right panel side. Very soon we will be able to play Mario on our Windows XP, but we will need to wait for the BIOS to boot up. Next, we switch the standby attitude indicator, the fire suppression system, and the fuel quantity switch. Now we will start the APU by switching on the forward and aft fuel pumps and the APU shut-off valve in the open position. Then we make sure this switch is center indicating APU, and we press the start button. Then make sure you release the rotor brakes. The APU will spool up. Before we continue, let's close all the external hatches. Because things are a little bit more noisy now, let's close also the cockpit door. First, we will start the left engine by opening the fuel shut-off valve and the left electronic governor. Then we switch for the left startup and press start again. This time we open the left cutoff valve. Now we wait for the left engine start. It's quite busy here today. Notice the rotor starting to spin. We monitor RPM and EGT. Now we repeat the same steps but for the right engine. Right shut-off valve to open, right electronic governor on, the switch for the right startup. We press the start button and we open the right cutoff valve. Engine 2 is spooling up and the number 2 indicator moves and RPM gauge EGT will rise as well. At this time, I like to adjust my HUD. Let's get some shade. Adjust the brightness if needed. Now both engines are stabilized. We can continue by shutting down the APU. It has a special button to shut down on the left panel. And we close the APU fuel valve. Now we are ready to turn on the inertial navigation unit and the heater switch. This will trigger a fast alignment process that will last 3 minutes. This is the lowest alignment in precision, and thus errors in position calculation will gather at a faster rate. If you want to provide a more precise alignment at startup, you will need to press either the INU PREC or NORM button before powering the system. The precision alignment takes approximately 20 minutes, while the norm alignment will take about 15 minutes and will end when the button will flash, finalized by a manual button press. Now let's uncage the standby ADI by rotating the knob. I said knob. Now we make sure we have our collective on the lower position, and we increase the RPM levers to the auto position. The final adjustments we require before taxi are the dust filter or anti-ice system depending on the weather, the AC generators. Next we power the navigation system, the data link switch, and we select the comp position if we are the leading element in our squadron. And for now we keep 1 as our ID. Data link goes on and VHF switch. Next we power the infrared countermeasure system and the L140 laser warning receiver. Now we will engage the autopilot bank, pitch and yaw. We will power the ejection system. We switch on the blade tip lights, formation and anti-collision beacon. We also switch on the navigation lights. Next we select the nav button, map, and reduce our scale in order to confirm our current location. In order to taxi the Black Shark, we will use our anti-torque pedals and our cyclic stick. We will start by raising the collective and advancing our cyclic. The more we advance, the faster we will go. But be careful, as in order to turn properly, you will require a steady motion and even a pull on the cyclic for the direction we want to turn. We also test the brake. So now we are ready for takeoff. When it comes to departures in the Black Shark, they are very straightforward, if you know what I mean. We will raise our collective and maintain a good balance with our cyclic, making sure we don't pitch or roll too much. Then we start the forward movement by continuing to increase our collective and pitch forward with the cyclic. Once we are in motion, we raise our landing gear and continue to follow our flight path. And that's it. We perform a cold and dark startup, we taxied and departed from the airfield. Next, we will continue our tutorial series for DCS World featuring old and new modules available now and in the future. Hope you find our video informative, and be sure to give us a like, as it helps the YouTube algorithm recommend our videos to more users along the way. And subscribe to be in touch with all the latest news from your favorite simulators and games. I am Andre Celesti, reminding you to fly safe, and I'll see you next time.